Palworld has just dropped its first big update with a host of bug fixes and improvements in it for both the Steam and Xbox versions of the game. With Palworld being out for barely 2 weeks so far, I think it's fair to say that this update goes way above and beyond many people's expectations, especially given how slowly other games have been patched and improved over the past 12 months. Hey everybody, Ben here from The Beard Guys, bringing you the full patch notes for Palworld Steam Update 0.1.4.0 and Xbox Update 0.1.1.3. The Steam update is live already, and we're just waiting for the Xbox update to finish going through certification, and we can expect that to be live within the next 24 to 48 hours. So jumping into the full official patch notes, first up we have a section of major fixes. Fix an issue where the game would crash under certain conditions, very generic crash fixing. Fix an issue where if another player's base PAL had HP 30% or less, it could be captured using a sphere. So little glitch abuse there to stop you being able to capture other people's PALs that you shouldn't be able to capture. Fix an issue where enemy PALs would get stuck in walls due to charge attacks. There's also some other fixes mentioned in this to do with PALs getting stuck and having issues in and around bases, which is very badly needed. Implemented the first fix for an issue where the game would always crash and save data would be corrupted when the guild's total number of PALs captured reached around 7,000. And of a similar ilk, the game no longer crashes even if the total number of captured objects exceeds 7,000. However, save data that already has been in this state prior to this update will still be unable to load. It does mention they are continue to work on fixing this permanently, so if you've had the issue already, then your save is probably already still broken, but it may get fixed at a later date. But this issue should now be resolved, so if you go over that 7,000 item or PAL limit, you shouldn't see those crash and save issues. They've also made some minor changes and content changes, configuration changes. They've added support for mouse side keys and numeric keypad in keyboard key configuration, which I know a lot of people will be very happy about. For control customization, also says further improvements are currently planned, such as support for interact key configuration, so more customizable control options coming. Down to the player issues section now. Fixed an issue where players on Deddy servers and co-op online were receiving damage twice, and then this is quite a big one. Specifications have been changed so you can move at extremely low speed even when you've exceeded the weight limit. So in the same way now that if you're very slightly over your weight limit that you'll move very slowly, but if you go much over it you'll be completely stuck. Now you can go thousands and thousands over your encumbered limit, but you'll still be able to move very, very slowly. You won't hit a point at which you can't move at all. So a really nice quality of life change. Obviously you can still zip around the base using the trick with the grapple. If you shoot your grapple into things, you can move whilst you're encumbered, but it's nice that you'll be able to now move just a little bit, because if you grapple over next to a box and then you need to move another 3 inches before you can interact with it, it's a bit annoying waiting for your grapple to recharge or switching out your grapple. Now you'll just be able to very slowly crawl over to that crate. Fixed an issue where capture power strengthened by Liftmonk effigies was reset when memory resets drugs. So this is the mind wipe, the thing you can craft when you're about level 43, I think it is, which basically resets all of your stats and lets you respend all of your stat points so far. And that had a bug where it is wiping your Liftmonk effigy power that you gained up to that point. That's now been fixed so you can safely mind wipe and not lose your bonus capture power. Fixed an issue where armor could be equipped in the wrong slot. This is the sort of glitch slash exploit that people were using where they were multi-stacking armor for added benefits. That has now been patched, and adjusted camera positions of several PALs to make it easier to see when mounted. Onto the base issues, there's loads of these. Specifications have been changed so PALs who are manually assigned to a breeding farm will not become hungry, and their manual assignments will not be removed. So great change for everyone who's been doing some breeding there. They'll actually stay at the breeding pen now rather than wandering off to do other things. They've changed the key that you use to pick PALs up in order to prevent accidents. On PC that's been changed from F to V, and on controller that's gone from X to Y. So that's the button for picking up your PALs and then placing them back down to assign them to specific tasks in your base. They They also mentioned reduce the speed and range of fire spreading on wooden buildings so that your wooden base won't get as brutally burnt down if it does catch on fire. Fixed an issue where manual work assignments could not be set at all under certain circumstances. Fixed an issue where extremely high-level Relaxosaurus would attack the base during raids. I never had this issue, but I've seen feedback from a few people that have had a ridiculously high-level Relaxosaurus that they can't possibly kill turn up and wipe out their base when they're very low level. So that's been fixed. No more brutal Relaxosaurus coming to kill you. Added several measures to prevent base pals from getting stuck. Anyone who's playing this game for more than a few hours knows that your pals end up just being stuck all over the place and never really being where they're meant to be, especially if you like building nice buildings or building a wall. They always end up on the wrong side of things, so hopefully that will improve that somewhat. Fixed an issue where pals would get stuck whilst transporting items and drop them on the spot. Fixed an issue where pals at the base would continue to cut down trees that were already cut. Fixed an issue where pals at the base would float under some conditions. Fixed an issue where pals at the base were on the verge of death due to unexplained falling damage. And fixed an issue where if a farm was built on second floor or above, work pals would be unable to move on the floors below. And finally, just at the bottom, corrected some incorrect text. Measures have been added to prevent cheating and stealing other players' pals, and many other minor fixes such as the addition of a UI key guide. And then it says Pocket Pair will continue development, placing top priority on fixing major problems and issues. So loads of great changes there, way more than I think many people were expecting to see. We're just about 2 weeks from the game's initial release there. We're still in early access, still in game preview, and just tons of changes in there. What it made me think of was the Starfield release, which I covered at the end of last year. And when Starfield came out, we got the first update for that about 2 weeks after the game came out. And just for a point of comparison, these are the patch notes from that update that came out 2 weeks after Starfield's release, which just had some vague stuff about stability and then 3 minor fixes on some quests that were blocked. So almost nothing. It was a very, very small update. And that theme kind of continued on Starfield of sporadic tiny updates with 2 or 3 bug fixes in them after waiting a month for an update. So personally, to see an update like this come out 2 weeks after with loads of important changes, loads of quality of life fixes that people have been asking for, is a really good sign from the developer and a really good sign for what we can expect to come for Palworld over the next few months, however long this thing keeps going. It bodes well that the developers are interested, they're active, and they're working on things quickly. So let me know what you think about these patch notes down in the comments below. And if there's anything that you wish had been in here that you've not seen addressed yet, if there's any issues that are really on your mind, then let me know what things are top of your priority list that you would like to see be worked on. Personally, from a content side of things, I'd really like to see them implement dedicated servers for Xbox as soon as possible. I know that's something they're working on and want to do, but as soon as we can get dedicated servers that you can either create yourself or hire or buy or whatever for Xbox, then I know that's going to be great. So Xbox players don't have to have one player online all the time as the host playing on their friend's save game. They can just have a server and they can all dip in and out whenever they want without relying on one player particularly being online. That will be huge for Xbox when we get it, but let me know what you're looking forward to seeing addressed, changed, or fixed in the comments down below. So that's everything for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you found the video useful or interesting at all, then help us out by clicking the like button and dropping a sub. And why not check out some of my other Palworld videos that are already up on the channel. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Ben. We are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.